Phil, thank you very much for your time. Firstly, can I ask what your role is at the club?
My role at the club here is I'm the walking football chairman. Um, I'm the founder of the walking football element of it. I must avoid using the word club, or I get told off. I'm not the chairman of the club. No way. I'm the chairman of just the walking football element, and I have been since we arrived here 6 years ago. And I founded the club about 8 years ago.
It's quite an incredible story, but can we just take it back firstly? When did you first hear of walking football and what was your initial thoughts of it?
Um, well, I first heard of it about 10 years ago when a friend of me walked up to me and he said, "Phil, there's a sport's been invented just for you." And I went, "Right, okay. What's this all about?" And he said, "It's called walking football." Now, I have to go back 10 years, or 8 years before then. I had a really bad car crash, hit head on, and I was coming up to play at Moulton. In fact, just about 100 yards over there is a pitch at the school. I played there every Monday night with my works team. And on my way there, some idiot was on the wrong side of the road trying to overtake 5 cars at the same time. He smashed into me and broke both my legs. And my ankle has not been right since. So it's a life-changing injury. And my right ankle's fused, so there's no way I could run. There's no way I could take an impact on it. So I had to give it up, and I was still playing at the age of 50. So to then be told, so 8 years after that, that I could play football again, well, it was a mixture of disbelief, excitement, apprehension. You couldn't begin to understand all the range of emotions you're going through. But I got a group of guys together, and we'd all heard vaguely rumours about this sport. It was used as a Barclays advert on TV for what do they call it? The Silver Surfers, these golden age of life in our 60s and 70s, and walking football was an element of that. And we thought, yeah, let's give that a go. So I just thought, well, let's just get 5 of us together, and then we can play against another 5 somewhere else, and that'll be it. Fast forward 8 years, and we've got 150 now. So it was a great idea. We sort of got out of hand.
It's quite incredible. Just now talking about how you became, how did like this all start? You becoming a founder. Can you talk about the initial stages and how it you started seeing the progress of it?
What's the last bit?
Sorry, how did
The focus. How did I become the
how did you
focus?
become the focus, the
Right.
founder, and like what was that
Um,
process like?
the story of me is that I never got in my school team, but I played with mates at school. I played at the park with mates. I played everywhere. I played in the army for quite a few years and the Royal Air Force. That's another story. And never been the best player, but I just love the sport and I love the people who play it. And when I heard about this sport, I thought, yeah, I'll go along, give it a try. So I went to a few different places, but either they decided not to play all the rules, like they didn't like the walking rule, which is quite fundamental. They wanted to run. They wanted to really tackle hard, and that wasn't the ethos of the sport. And some of them, they didn't want to play the no overhead height. Well, if you had a head injury, a brain injury, you wear glasses, there's no way that you want to cause. Sorry. If you've had a head injury or an eye injury, or you wear glasses, no way do you want to play the overhead rule. So you really want safety and rules. And so I thought, after I tried it a few different places, I thought, I'm going to form my own club with guys who would just follow the rules. And that's been our ethos. So if anyone wants to come along and try and do slide tackles or try and play as they did, 20, 30, 40 years ago, then we'll say, look, sorry, this club's not for you. And they'll find somewhere else to play, or they'll drop out the sport because it's not for those sort of people. If you can still play ordinary football, then well done, but this isn't for you. This sport is for those who can't play anywhere else and can't play normal football. Safety first. And it's just brilliant because it's slower, it's more tactically aware, I would say. You can't just whack the ball and hope. You have to sort of try and work how you're going to get up the pitch. And because it was my idea, it was my ball, and I got hold of the new goal nets, which were these pop-up sorts, so we didn't need goalkeepers. And I sort of dictated where we were going to play and on what day of the week. I'm sort of de facto the chairman. it's not quite run that. I'm being a bit cheeky about myself here, but I had this vision, and I just wanted people that would latch onto it. And I think having 150 people in the club, and there's about 45, 50 today, I think that proves that we got it right. There aren't that many clubs as big as us in the country. Certainly not any that play at just one venue. And so it takes quite a lot of organising. That's another reason why I'm the chairman, is because I'm the only one who organises it with a spreadsheet. So, yeah.
You've done an incredible job, I must say. But can I ask, when was the moment you realised, okay, I might have something special there? Was there like a point in time where you realised, okay, there's something I could build there?
I think there's been a few moments, but the initial one was when I first played with my own group of people. That's where I felt really happy, and it was on Silby Rangers grass car park, and I had a mate who had some proper sort of like hockey-sized goals, and we put them up, and we had cut grass and we had white lines, and to actually kick the ball around on a pitch with goals at the end, was really brought it all back, and it got quite emotional, not just for me but for others as well. Some of us hadn't played in a good few years. But then there was other stages, like when we came to Moulton and we were playing on such a wonderful surface as this. This is the best surface in the town probably, especially for old guys, especially for those that have got knee injuries, replacement knees, bad backs, all sorts. This is so good for your joints. And we did have guys in the early days when we were playing up the park or on hard surfaces who said, I can't play every week. Now, those same guys can play every week and sometimes twice. And just to fill you in, we do have some guys who play 3 times a week now, which is absolutely brilliant. And it's become the focal point of their life, whether they're at work still or whether they've retired. So there's been lots of landmarks. And another landmark was when we went from one big game of, say, 9, 10 aside into having 24 people, which means we can have 4 teams of 6, so we could have a little round robin, which means that we all saw more of the ball, being 6 aside. It was easier, and that's what the game was envisaged to be. It wasn't envisaged to be 10 or 11 aside, but you just play with whatever you've got. So when we got 6 aside, 4 teams, brilliant. We had different coloured bibs, and that was just fantastic. Every week we had a little round robin, and we always switched the teams around, so there's no cliques. And you got to meet everybody, and it was just superb. And then we just grew from there. So sometimes now, on a daytime especially, we actually have 2 round robins. So because we got 48 guys that are playing, and we just missed the cut-off today because we only got 47. So we got one big game going on one pitch, and we got a round robin going on in front of me.
Yeah, absolutely. Could I speak about the relationship with Moulton, how that came about? Could you just speak about how the first contact with Moulton came and how you got to a point where we could host brilliant events like this at Moulton?
Okay, well, as I said, we first played about 8 years ago in Moulton at Selby Rangers, which is probably a rival of Moulton, and that's only because someone knew someone who would let us in, and we could use their car park to play on. Then we went to the Moulton School, and that was really good because I got a great pub, the Telegraph, so we could go there afterwards and chat about what we'd just been doing and how we're going to grow the club, which is basically through word of mouth and getting your mates to come along. And I've got this history with Moulton because that's where I used to play before I had my crash, and I was on my way here to play. And I just said to everyone, look, let's see if we